So we head back out for moving day here at Prairie Dunes, port over by McTrees from a real-life course in what I believe is Nebraska. Now, the first two rounds of this tournament have not gone our way fully. We've had some good fight. We've had some good stretches of holes. But the par train, or the collective set of par, let's say through a group of about 6 holes, has come to bite us in both of the rounds so far. So conditions get more difficult, as I understand it, over the weekend rounds here, but we got to try and pull some really good golf out, move ourselves up the leaderboard, and kind of rectify this tournament as a whole. So we'll see what we can do. We are off the back tees here for round 3. I say the difficulty gets cranked up. We've got very high winds out of the northwest for round 3, very firm fairways, greens are firm, and they are fast. So it's definitely not going to be easy. We're going to have to try and be very precise with our shots and make some putts. But we're going to give it as tough of a fight as we can give it. Got to stay locked in. Got to not let the mental get in the way too much here and just try and play some very sound, foundational, and good golf. Also, if you were watching over on YouTube, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I would appreciate it very much so if you would drop a sub if you're enjoying these rounds. Whether it's this one or any one of the competitive rounds that we do. Try and get 4 rounds out a week. We'll be going to one condensed video in the near future, so if that is of interest, it's coming your way. All right, now here we go. There's the very high winds, just a casual 18-mile-an-hour breeze off the left-hand side here. So we will start it well off, and then just let it work its way into the fairway. As long as this gets down and we don't find ourselves in the right-hand rough, then I think we can call that a successful first tee shot. And it looks like that's also going to give us a pretty good angle of approach here. You don't want to be too far left. This gives us as much room as we could possibly ask for. Now you've got about a 17-mile-an-hour wind here, right? Yeah, somewhere in the 17-mile-an-hour ballpark. So 9-iron's going to come up short. By just a few yards, I think. So I think if we give it just a little bit of D-loft, especially because we're coming now with just this aim, hopefully cut that through and land nicely up by the pin. It's a little slow. It's going to lose some distance. It's a shame. It's a little bit slow. I honestly don't know that the perfect had enough to begin with. Seems like that wind took it just a little bit more than I would have expected it to. We've got a lot of break up by the hole, so this is going to have to start outside. And work its way back down. Oh, I didn't take the flag out, so apparently it doesn't matter because I underhit it? I felt like I hit that so hard. How did I underhit that by 8 feet? Okay. Unexpected. Definitely makes this a testy or second shot. Yeah, don't love that. Come on, man. Somehow the first hole getting to us on the past 2 rounds. So when we're talking about coming out and fighting and doing big things, that is certainly not what you want to see. Now, the wind played more on that last hole, so that's going to be in the back of my mind. And that's going to make me just play this shot stock, I think. I don't know what's happening now. All of a sudden, we're hitting slow after slow. And that went long. Why am I not able to trust things? What a kick. Stay. It's gone. I was like, if I get away with that, that's getting away with murder if that just bounces out onto the green and sticks. Okay, having a little bit of a hard time though comprehending what is happening with those first two shots. Like, why are they so slow? Why are they so far off the number? Like, that one playing more like how I thought the first one was gonna play. First one playing way less. Okay, but this is always the test, right? This is the, okay, how do you not let the mental get in the way too much? Too far. Okay. Wipe the slate clean. Wipe the slate clean. Because as soon as we let this get away from us, it's going to be no good. I don't think I can get this down close enough to be good. I think we want angle of attack. So I believe the option here is going to be just try and get a 3-wood going into the fairway. Obviously, we don't have the first two holes go well, but I need to not do the big mess ups and like start forcing shots into places that aren't gonna go well for me. And then taking bogeys on top of everything else. Okay, I know that is a little bit shorter than I want it to be. I thought that was going to come out mega slow as well. So get away with that actually showing up as like just a normal slow. It's just, come on, man. You just gotta give me something to work with. Gotta give me something to work with. Because it's gonna be a real long day if we're just gonna play that game of, like, the putts don't want to go in either. Okay, so you have a little bit of backstop, which I think the backstop might only work if you get it fairly high up the backstop. I don't know how much we want to try and flirt with that. Maybe you do, because it's kind of hard to bring it in close other than sit it in here. 175, 169. So that would be pin high landing. Let's say it landed a few yards past this. Maybe you play it here with just like a touch of loft to make sure it doesn't climb too high, but it does get long. Just one of those days. It's just one of those days. But it's always one of those days only when we're in competitive mode. Ay, 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 brain. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay. Yep. You take them. You take them when you can get them. You take them when you can get them. That's a birdie by any means necessary. Doesn't matter how it goes in the hole. It's just the amount of strokes it took to get there. That's the only thing that matters. All right, 202, just over 200. You got 15 creeping in just a little. I would have to think that this is coming in short of the hole. You've got the uphill. Hold on. Before I just fire this shot off. If I play at 218, let's say, it's 214, 210. If this plays 12, it's 198. This 5-iron is close. Gonna play the 4-iron. With some lofts, and then watch the wind just not play. Cool. Oh, it's coming back down though. It's gonna be long, but that's such a hard pin to get at anyway. So we're gonna end up pretty much where I think the 5-iron was gonna put us. So you're hitting it pretty firm up this hill. It is certainly turning up the hill though. Like can't slack on that fact too much. Cause you gotta hit it pretty firm. Kind of crazy how these rounds have gone. Round 1, come out and we're 6 under through 7. Every other round, these first holes have absolutely kicked our behind. Paris and Platt? I don't know if Paris is in Platt at the moment. But it's Greg Paris, right? So, I mean, you'd be able to look up Greg Paris in the, like, Platt player list or the elite player list and see if that name shows up. Or just look for Paris, I guess. $20-mile-an-hour wind. I think if we use this pit, I know it's a lot of wind. I know it's a lot of wind. I just don't want to play a lob wedge and try and stop it. I think you have to pitch something into this to not spin off the green. I think the safe play is to just play a bunch of D-loft on this shot. I think that's the safe play. Please stay up. Dang. Really do be like that, huh? Really do be like that. Now, don't get exactly the same way on this as we did in the last round that we played. Hey, what's going on, Binks? Should you get 2K or EA PGA? I personally prefer this game. That's why I play this the most. I think the thing that you have to ask yourself is, what do you care the most about? I would say that EA has a very good career mode and like a progression system where your character gets better. You know, kind of regardless of you, whereas this game is more about your inputs. This game also has hundreds, thousands of custom courses. And there's not RNG in this game. Like EA's, you have just a cone of uncertainty. You could hit a perfect shot and then it just lands somewhere randomly inside of that zone. In this game, if you hit a perfect shot, it goes where exactly you would expect it to go. So this is definitely my preference of game, but EA definitely has its perks. I just don't enjoy it as much. Yeah, now I'm watching my tempo just go into the zone of frustration and disappointment, like everything going wrong, so now everything is going to go wrong. It's a shame. I know we keep talking about leaving the mental out of it, but it's so hard when you just can't quite get things to go your way. Okay. Well, we're 1 under. Woo! Yay! No, the keybinds aren't the same. A lot of similarities, but not 1-to-1, no. The swing input is on the joystick on both, or they both have a 3-click option. But outside of that, I think a lot of the stuff is different. And the inputs play different, so even though they're both input via the analog stick, the timings and all of that are not the same. So sand wedge pitch is gonna land a number of yards short. There is a good amount of wind, so I could see it maybe getting just a touch. I think if I give it some topspin just to make sure we climb. This is gonna kick, push, and then hold. Maybe slow, but come on, climb. Ah, man, need that so badly. Binks, thank you for the follow. DM, thank you for the follow as well. Ears, welcome back. I do golf IRL. I am a very newbie golfer though. My handicap just dropped sub 29 on Saturday. So we're at 28.9 handicap. If I can fix my ball striking, I can break 90. Easy. My ball striking is atrocious. When you're taking 3-4 shots to get onto par 4s and 5-6 shots to get onto par 5s, a good chunk of the time, yeah, you just rack up strokes way too fast. $98. Attitude adjuster Duke. I mean, it definitely makes you feel good for at least the moment. At least the moment. Now let's see if we can turn that into something. That's at least a tempo. Man, wind is just so nasty. Stops a 4-iron like that. Play off the championship tees? I play off the white tees and I take forever to get to the hole. I can't imagine how poorly I'd shoot off the championship tees. And all of a sudden, we're 4 under on the front nine. And it is a very different outlook on how this round could turn out. All it takes is for some things to drop into the cup. 7,000 yards is just long. Yeah, it is. That is a long, long ways. For sure. A little fast is gonna not be great. Not on this wind. Baby slow is kind of what you would hope for there if you're gonna miss. Baby slow if you're gonna miss that is, I think, what you would probably hope for. That's gonna miss low, isn't it? Ah, man. That's a really good read from back there, though. Need the 200-plus yard drives just to reach the fairway. Yeah, if I'm having a good day, I can hit a 200-plus yard drive. Most times, though. If I'm trying to be fairway finder, I'm definitely not hitting it that far. And that's like my biggest problem is like how short I end up hitting it if I keep it straight. Let me give just a touch of backspin on this. Why are these... I don't understand where I'm botching my tempo so much. Because I tell you what, some of these very slows do not feel all that different from anything else that I'm hitting. Just got back from the rain, Swede. I'm jealous. Come on, man. Hey, what's up, Linkster? Alright, 386. So a good drive might have the chance here. 314. Say this is into the 330s. I can add another easily into the 350s carry. Now you're 34 yards out. I don't even need to add full backspin, I don't think, in order to make this. Now that's fast. I can't... I don't know what it is, but, like, the tempo is just not cooperating. Hey, what's up, Matt? All right, so we want to land it here, I would say. Slight uphill slope. And then 75%. And then what? When this lands, it's going to have a little bit of right to left kick. Ah. Got the low roll on it. Just came out a little bit short. First time swinging a club in 6 months. Laid out 270-yard drives. All right. Well, let's compare experience. I've played 18 rounds since I picked up golf in, like, this time 2021. Okay, now you go. Playing over 30 years. Yeah, you've been playing longer than I've been alive. Just make you feel a little bit older now. Don't let the hairline deceive you. I may be old. I haven't hit 30 yet. All right, we're gonna lose more than 20 yards. Just give the D-loft on the 5. Just try and ensure in some capacity that we make it. There's a tempo, which means that the yardage is going to be all messed up, right? Not bad. I mean, just way left, but actually a good distance for a change. These very high winds are just, they're rocking me a little bit. Come on. Let's just tear up the back 9. Let's just tear up the back 9 and act like it's just a completely normal thing to play this way. Oh, you cannot. Oh, this hole becomes very interesting. You're gonna lose like 30 yards here, at least. You try and cut the corner. Let's just say you go for here, right? And that's into the 270s. You're gonna just land in that light rough down there. I mean, you may as well just try and play this for the fairway. As we just bleed it so far to the right and it'll still find the fairway. My goodness. These winds are absurd. And they're not even max winds. We're just like, we're floating around 20. But it's still just so much. I can't go up another club. That's going to be too much. That is a beautiful shot. Right now the question is, does this play at the start? I think the answer is aim straight, hit it hard, don't think about it. Don't turn the double break into a no break. Just hit it. Just hit it hard. Make life easier on yourself. Oh boy. Now, I kind of hate everything about this. Mostly because of the trees right at the start of the tee box there. I think I ended up aiming so far left that the wind did not carry it anywhere near the number I expected it to. That is not an easy one. That is not an easy one at all. I can't tell how this double break is going to play. Is it actually more later on in this putt, or is there enough in these first couple of grids to hold the line? That is the burning question here. No way I underhit it, man. Underhit it by like 1%. Ah, come on. When you're going for the intentional overpower, you gotta hit the right amount of overpower. So that stings. That stings. Could have definitely stolen one there. 22 miles an hour wind. Just very high winds on the last 2 days. It's just so much wind. It's just there's no like getting around the fact that that is just so much wind. You know, it's a little bit long, but like you can't really flirt with short on this hole. You really can't flirt with short on this hole. And then there's so much break in the latter portions of this. Gosh darn it. So what if you get it? Because this would put it on that edge to like do the big drift right at the end, right? Ay, ay, ay. No. It looks further away, but a little bit of power is all it takes to take it to the high side and drop it in. But that's an incredibly difficult putt. All right, come on. That felt so much faster of a swing than that. I think we can take well, as I say, I think we can take solace in the fact that we wouldn't make it anyway. Because realistically, even from the fairway at this distance, you'd have to take driver off the deck. But driver off the deck, I don't think is really like a play that has many opportunities to net you anything. Can anyone hit that fairway? No. Feels like no matter where you go on that, it just wants to feed you out to the right. No, I think you can find it, but it is certainly not a common thing. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is such a nasty shot. So if we go up to this club, 79 yards, 75, 74, 70... say 73, maybe 72. You have 15 yards to account for with a 18 mile an hour headwind. So if it played 9, still 63. That's 6 yards past the hole. But there's a slope to bring it back down. Come on, wind. Sit. Stay on the green, please. It's so tough because I almost have to play that with extra loft and some topspin. I get too high up the hill, so it gets too much rollback. Ah, that's so nasty. That's so nasty to try and stick. If I'm like a couple yards shorter, I think that holds, but I think it just has too much speed. But I just don't see trying to de-loft the lob wedge. I feel like I'm too far there. Too far off the mark that I need to be, that is. Shame to make par there. Shame to make par there. But that is way more difficult of a second shot than I expected it to be. A punch chip is probably the best play. But at that distance, like 50 yards out, I'm not running any chip shot up there. There's too much wind, like I have to play like a pitch. I don't know, like I could try it, like I said, I could try and punch the lob wedge pitch a little bit there, but it's so hard to gauge the amount. I just didn't want to come up super short and roll back, but we ended up too far and roll back, so. Unfortunately, just one of those ones where we can't get it quite right. All right, well, that's an excellent shot to to finish on. So, like, the 9 under, honestly, probably is not as bad as it feels. Especially the way that round started. To fight it back to a -9 in those conditions, I think actually might hold steady, maybe even move us a couple of places. So, a heck of a turnaround. Again, we have another one of those slow starts. We're even through like 6 holes, but then, I mean, all it took, we hold that one out, and it really started to change the course of things. So, we've got similar conditions from what I understand. Another very high wind round in round 4 tomorrow. So we'll come back for round 4, try and fight, try and post something similar to this or better, and just pray that we get out of this week alive.